Hey, Donnie here, and today I want to talk about a book. So what I have here is an art book from Cartoon Network celebrating their 20th anniversary back in 2012. Artists were commissioned to create an illustration to celebrate their birthday and had their artwork being displayed at a gallery during San Diego Comic-Con. Later, it was put together into a book, and I was hoping for someone to share some photos on it online or make a video about it, but to this day, there is still very little information on it. Well, I'm here to change that. I recently bought this book and decided to make a video on it, so let's go through it together. Now, I don't just want to record myself flipping pages, so I'm going to provide commentary. To start, I think I'll talk about how I got a hold of this book. This item had a few listings on eBay, but the thing was you had to get them through a bid, so I didn't want to participate in that, which means I had to look somewhere else. Fortunately though, this book had a listing on Amazon. It was over $100 and it was the last one available, so if I really want to make this video, I have to order it right away. Surprisingly, when I got this book delivered, it was all sealed, so it was brand new. Which was a first. I never thought they had the ones in perfect condition. But no matter the condition though, I'm just happy to have this item to show off. You won't find all of the art online. And there's like so many great art pieces that we would be missing out on. Like that regular show art done by Paul Barnes. I love the semi-realistic take on Mordecai and Rigby. You'll actually see more art like this where characters look a little more realistic. That's one of my favorite pieces. You'll see another one of my favorites soon. We'll stop and take a look at it like what we just did for a regular show. But yeah, I should move on and start talking about the history behind this project. This was all started by Mark Murphy. He was the one that brought all the artists together to contribute to this project. Artists were paired up with a cartoon or a character to make an illustration for, and they have their freedom to do their own interpretation. So all of this artwork you're seeing in this book right now was showcased at an exhibition during San Diego Comic-Con. Then after that, it was printed in book form and some of them were gifted to colleagues. And I don't even know if this book was available to the public. I don't even know how you can get this item outside of you working for Cartoon Network. There are only 2,500 copies, which increases the book's rarity. Again, there were barely any photos online on the book and the exhibition, so that's why I'm taking this opportunity to showcase this item. It's been like 12 years now, and I feel like this project was forgotten, so here I am acknowledging it. I want to at least let everyone know the existence of this item, because I'm not even sure how many other people know about this project. More Powerpuff Girls. You're going to see a lot of Powerpuff Girls art, which doesn't surprise me because that was the most popular show on the channel. Speaking of popular shows, there is one thing that surprised me when I was going through the pages. No Ed and Eddie artwork. Yeah, we got one of the more obscure ones like Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, but no Ed and Eddie. I don't know, maybe none of the artists were assigned to draw the Ed Boys. I'm just saying I would love to see artwork on them. It was my favorite show growing up, and it was the show that got me into drawing. But it doesn't bother me, this is still a great book. Sorry I'm moving pretty fast. It is 160 pages and I didn't want this video to be too long, so if you ever want to take your time to look at the art, you can always pause the video. That was a cute art on Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. It reminds me of Scary Godmother, the comic book version of it. It has a gothy look, but with bright colors. I thought that was a very unique style. Some Dexter's Lab art, which is another popular show on the channel. You'll see a lot of Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab, regular show, and Adventure Time. Those are like the most influential shows on the channel. Speaking of the devil, there's Adventure Time. And Powerpuff Girls. Yep. I ain't complaining though. These are all still great. I love that Tom and Jerry work right there. And more Powerpuff Girls? I'm not even sure. Yep, and there's regular show. I think that was a comic book cover. I know some of them were used as comic book covers for regular show and Adventure Time. Mojo Jojo, that's really cool. And oh, yep, that's another one of my favorite pages. Done by Travis Louis, he did a realistic looking portrait on Mr. Harriman from Foster's Home. I wanted that as a print and just hang up on my wall. We got Marceline right there. And oh yeah, that's another thing that I appreciate about this book is that some of the artwork shows processing photos. So you'll see a sketch version of the artwork and then ink version and then the finishing touch. I always enjoyed seeing stuff like that. Powerpuff Girls, Cartoon Network's favorite child. Here's some Ben 10 art. You can see a little behind the scenes photo on the painting. And you can tell there's variety in this book. Like some of the artwork was done in traditional paint, some of them were done digitally, and some of them were just sketches. And it's really nice to see, especially for artists, because art is hard. I know every artist has experienced artist block, and so one thing that could help is switching gears. So like if you were doing a lot of digital art, but you're being frustrated, you could probably try doing some traditional art, maybe do some quick little sketches, write ideas down, just to help you feel refreshed. Being an artist can be stressful, especially when you're serious with it, but it's also important to remind yourself why you draw in the first place. We draw because it's fun to be creative and share ideas, and it also allows us to express ourselves. And that's why I think switching gears would help bring the fun back. So I hope you've seen these pages would help you feel motivated and be excited to experiment with your work. Ben 10. And I thought this was Powerpuff Girls, but this was actually Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. This artist did Amazing World of Gumball. I remember that show being fun. Flintstones, so of course you'll see pieces on Hanna-Barbera. We saw a few of them on Tom and Jerry. Courage, the Cowardly Dog, somehow labeled as a kids show. And more Powerpuff Girls. I also noticed no Codename Kids Next Door. That's another show I would like to see an artwork for, but like Ed and Eddie, I think none of the artists were assigned to do an illustration for Kids Next Door. Which I'm curious to know, is there a show you would like to see being featured in this book? Like Johnny Bravo or Time Squad? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments. And that might actually be the last piece on Adventure Time. We're getting pretty close to the end. We're at 152 and there's 164 pages. It's technically 164 if you count the ones with artwork in them. The other pages has pictures from the exhibition during San Diego Comic-Con. You'll see it pretty soon. That's a cool piece on Dexter's Lab. I like how the artist used test tubes and flasks to create the figure. I think that's Samurai Jack right there. We got a few Samurai Jack pieces throughout the book, which I appreciate that show getting some love. We're nearing the end. Here's a nice piece on Flapjack right there. Turning to the next page, ended it off with regular show. And that's gotta be it for the art. Yeah, here's the pictures I was talking about from the exhibition. And yeah, that's a wrap right there. That's it. So there you have it. That's the 20th anniversary book. Thank you so much for watching. Is there a piece you love, or do you have any thoughts about the book? Comment down below. I'd like to hear your opinions about this project overall. Subscribe for more content about nostalgia, and take care.